And welcome to episode 14 of the Curbcast. We're here in the Jim and Linda Lee Performance Arts Center at Yavapai Community College for the 15th annual film festival here in Prescott. And it's going to be so much fun. This episode, we're going to have on Gary Sachs, which is a local filmmaker and producer. So we're going to have him on later. Stay tuned for that, as well as some of the other filmmakers who had their films entered into the Prescott Film Festival. So stay tuned. But first, we got to thank all of our sponsors like Axiom Hi-Fi Entertainment, which is a local entertainment business that provides high-quality live music, lighting, and DJ services. If you need them to make your event special, get a hold of them through Instagram or Facebook via DM. Digital Realm Studios, which is a local film and music production studio dedicated to putting out exceptional work for all your video and audio needs. If you want them to make your video or your music top-notch, just reach them at DRS_film video or look up Digital Realm Studios to reach them. Our hosts, Yavapai Community College, which equips students with excellent education all over Yavapai County. They provide four-year degree programs as well as technical education at affordable prices. Last but not least, Prescott Tire Pro, which are your go-to automotive mechanics for any and all your needs with great customer service and a wide range of services to be provided. Go check them out if needed. That being said, we're going to hop into this episode with our first guest. We'll be right back after the break. And welcome back to the Curbcast. I'm your host, Asher King Orlando, here with our first guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, howdy, crowd. My name is Gary Sachs.
Gary Sachs.
Spelled S-A-X.
Thank you for coming on the Curbcast with me. And we're here for the Prescott Film Festival, the 15th annual film festival. This is the opening day, and I just can't express enough how good it feels to have something like this in our town and promoting that film industry and just keeping it alive here.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, especially, the kind of films they bring in and the diversity of it. And
Yeah. And they've got different showings at a couple different theaters. I believe it's at Elks, the Jim and Linda Lee Performance Arts Center, which is where we're at right now, hosted by Yavapai College. So it's fantastic. I'm really excited to see what this week has in store.
Oh, yeah, and they also have it at the Hendricks. They have one showing at the Hendricks as well.
Which is, it's so cool because each one of those theaters all have their own kind of essence and lively in this town. And I love it. It brings everybody together to different spots, and you can enjoy a lot of cool films that have been put out.
Oh, yeah. And what I like the Hendricks because of the history of it. Mm-hmm. And it's similar in age as far as like what the Elks is. The Elks is a little bit older, but the ambiance of the Hendricks lends itself to more, I guess, contemporary type of films as well.
It's a beautiful venue. I'd say both Elks and the Hendricks are beautiful venues. But, Gary, I'd love to keep talking about theaters, but I think you're far more interesting than some old buildings.
Who's been talking?
Yeah. So I hear that you have a couple projects in the works. Would you care to share about those projects?
Sure. If you really want me to. No, I'm teasing.
Yeah.
One is, it's called Old Nevada, and it's a modern-day Western, and we shot a pilot for it. And basically, it's kind of like, and the one thing about Hollywood is, they want you to equate other projects to what your project is. Oh, it's this, and this, but it's like that. So, in essence, it's like Gunsmoke meets Walker, Texas Ranger with a little Dukes of Hazzard thrown in. So it's kind of more of a lighthearted Western. It's not as dark as, like, say, Longmire or anything like that, or Yellowstone, things like that. So we've got that project, and we shot a pilot for it.
In town or?
Yeah, in the area.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because we want the series to be based here.
Right.
So we shot a pilot over at Goldwater Lake and several other locations. And some of our stars in it is actually Misty Rowe. who is longtime star of Hee Haw.
Okay,
She was
yeah.
kind of the ditzy blonde in that. I said, well before your time, but maybe some of your audience
Right,
is
yeah, they might know
recognizable in
it.
that. And she was in Happy Days. She actually played the ditzy waitress in Happy Days.
Man, she just gets all the ditzy
She
characters.
and she's not really ditzy. She's actually really
Yeah, I
nice.
believe
Very
it.
intelligent. So we have, and then Callie Tucker, who was Tanya Tucker's
Okay.
niece,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
is a big up-and-coming singer, and she's actually out of Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
so
she's
she's-
on the West Coast side, yeah.
Yeah, she's actually starting a tour with her aunt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does her aunt also perform? Yeah.
Oh, her aunt is a legend in the country music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been huge forever, but she's a little thing, so she's not really huge. But
Right.
yeah,
so you
but her
got some
career was huge. Yeah,
you got some big names actually in these projects or in this project.
yeah. So what we decided to do too is we wanted to do kind of a little spin-off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we created a series called Back to the Barn, which is a country version of Cheers, basically,
Oh.
but with zanier characters.
I love it, yeah.
and critters. So we actually have animals that are
really?
incorporated into
So
the
animal
series.
actors it's like going to
Animal
be part
actors,
of it.
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I've really never seen any of that behind the scenes, behind the camera. I've only watched movies with animals in it, but
Mm-hmm.
how is that how is that? Like working with animals as part of your production?
Well, if you
It's-
have the right trainer,
Right.
Like, we actually have a one of the stars of Old Nevada is
Okay.
the horse's name's Nacho, but the character's name is Cactus, and Cactus actually won an award. At the,
Really?
Yeah.
The horse won
The
the,
horse
award.
won an award came to actually get it down at the theater that was being shown in.
That is
Yeah.
That's such.
He left his
wow.
mark.
That's
So he definitely left his mark there.
That is some cool behind the scenes too. Like to know that your horse won an award in the film.
Yeah.
And
So it depends on, the trainer. The trainer
Right.
has a lot to do with it and the temperament of the horse or whatever animal it is.
yeah. So how did you get into making film and being part of film?
Yeah, it's interesting because I initially went to school to be a phys ed teacher.
Okay.
Sports was my whole life. My dad was my
Right.
coach, teacher, and such. And I was, he retired down to Florida, and I had transferred to University of Florida
Okay.
from New Jersey. And as a fluke, they were shooting the spring break movies, the original spring break movies back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And South Florida, Fort Lauderdale specifically, was the haven for
Right.
spring break.
It still is.
No, they kind of moved. They closed a lot of the element of,
Right.
The
I'm
for
sure
the
it was a lot
colleges, but-
crazier.
Yeah. But they moved upstate for that. So they were doing these films, and they were looking for just young guys, extras. So my buddy of mine says, "Yeah, let's go do it." And I'd say,
well.
when you're single at the time, down in that environment, say, "Okay, yeah, it's the hot
Yeah,
girls, everything,
yeah.
let's go do it." And but what I actually started really enjoying, because I got on camera
Mm-hmm.
actually quite a bit as an extra, and I said, "Wow, this is actually really cool." And so I went and kind of next step and looked at some of the other films they were shooting there, and worked on like Porky's and Porky's
Okay.
2, Smokey the Bandit, films like that, and I started really watching behind the scenes. So that's really interesting.
Right. Watching the process of how the
Yeah,
film
the whole
is
process
actually
of it, as opposed
created.
to just being in front of the camera. So I said, if I'm going to do this, because they really didn't have much in the way of training
Mm-hmm.
like that down in South Florida, even though South Florida was known for a lot of series like Flipper. It was a big series. Miami
Okay.
Vice.
Yeah.
So this was actually during the time of Miami Vice and such. So if I'm going to do this, let me go back to New York and train.
Right.
So I
right.
went to Center for Media Arts, graduated from there, studied with actually Paul Servino.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you know Paul Servino. A lot of the audience probably does. He was like Paulie in Goodfellas.
Right.
And everything. So I studied with him. And then I went to Lee Strasberg Institute, which is kind of the prestigious.
Right.
Let me tell you, best thing I got out of that was a tap class. Yeah, it was,
Really?
yeah, the whole sense memory thing and everything. Yeah, and I met my best buddy that I've
Okay.
known for like 40 years. So that was the only thing I got out of school, and I learned more working on sets
Mm-hmm.
and working directly with somebody that was working professional
Right.
like Paul and
Right.
things like that.
That's how I kind of felt when I first got into the film industry and started making film is you learn more by going out, messing it up, trying again, and doing it. Because the process of trying to be creative and make a film, make a TV show, there's so much more to it. You know, you can be a consumer and watch it and just think nothing of it, but once you get behind the camera, once you realize how much there is into production, how much it takes, it almost takes your breath away. You're like in awe of how much it takes.
Oh, it does, big time. And one thing I learned through the years I've been in this industry, both behind the camera and in front of the camera, you either have the desire, you've got the talent, or you don't. You can either can act or you can't.
Right.
You can develop it. And 9 out of 10 times you're cast on your personality anyway, because they need you to bring that personality.
Exactly.
In. And the same with behind the scenes. Either you have that passion, or if you're just doing it to trying to get in with certain people, it's, because you're going to meet people on the way up, and you're going to meet them on the way down.
Yep.
So you have to have that passion, because that'll show how you actually relate to the people that you meet in the industry, and people, respect that.
Right. And I feel like the industry, there was a time period where all movies kind of were coming out of studios and there wasn't a lot of independent film work, and people didn't really have the money or the time or the passion, like I said, to put out their own films and work on that creatively. And now it's so open because it's very accessible for anyone. Kind of have a camera,
and technology has done that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because back then, when you had a lot of people did 8mm, which was a lot more affordable than going with 35.
Right.
And that, and the cameras themselves are so cumbersome. So a lot of people didn't have the access or the availability for that.
Right.
So when digital came in and cameras and the equipment started becoming more miniature.
Yeah.
It opened up for a lot more independent.
So where along your journey did you say, okay, I want to make my own studio? Because you run and operate and own Six Gun Studios.
Well, I wouldn't say we run yet.
Okay.
We're running with the process of it.
Okay.
Basically, in Vegas, when I lived in Vegas, I was there 16 years. I had my own production studio called Helltown. Mm-hmm. And I was really into the whole, I was designing and running haunted attractions.
Oh.
And so a partner of mine and I decided, well, why don't we just kind of combine efforts and open up the studio called Helltown? And it was all made of trailers. Yeah, we literally had a movie theater.
Start somewhere, Amazon was in a garage.
Right, but that's what we used a lot for transporting our haunted attraction stuff and animatronics. And so we said, why don't we just start this thing called Helltown? And we built a movie theater out of trailers. Cool. And we would have, we had a cemetery. And I wanted to take that and kind of move that down here. Because and obviously Vegas is a different market, but we were getting everybody from Freak Show Wrestling, Jake Snake Roberts, and WWE doing big events there. Parties, things like that, film shoots. So I said, well, the ease of putting together something like that with trailers actually is more conducive than getting a building or something like that. Right. And figured that would be right here. And in talking to several other filmmakers around here, said, yeah, we need a studio. Bottom line, this area needs a studio to kind of build it up. Yeah, to bring more. So that's kind of was the impetus of designing. And my wife and I were talking as far as, okay, well, we're going to name it. But she's in the Six Guns. Her cousin's a former sniper for the Air or for the Army. He was big time in the guns, and being that's an old Western town.
Right, yeah.
So, it's called Six Gun.
We have that Western heritage. Well, that's really cool. That's a really great story on how you got it started, and that you're trying to bring more of the film industry here, because I think it's very important to try and grow what we have. And if we can continue, maybe we can get things like more tax incentives, more projects to be brought here. And it's great that what you're doing. And I just want to give you that chance to promote that. So
I appreciate that.
Of course.
So we're in the development stage is basically what we are.
Yeah.
So I kind of looked at. I have a friend of mine here. John Hughes is part of the whole thing, and John Hughes is former mayor of Dewey. So I'm sure a lot of the audience knows who John
Right,
is.
right.
So he's a developer as well. So he came in and he partnered with us. So once we get, we're looking at the location. We kind of had two different ideas as far as design. Yeah, the trailers because of the simplicity of it, and because what we're going to do too is until we get the influx of film,
Right.
we were going to use that as an event center as well.
Oh, okay.
You know, we'll do because I've already had interest from boxing promoters, MMA, other
Right.
things, wrestling.
Yeah, and you were
Actually-
telling me that sports has been that huge, a huge part of your life. So just
Oh,
still
big
trying to
time.
incorporate that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, I have a sports movie that I'm looking at doing too
wow.
as well.
Man, you got all sorts of projects. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
You got
Well,
to you got to throw it against the wall.
right.
happens.
See what bounces back, or
Yeah.
see what sticks.
But we're pretty much we have everything in development. Everything's developed. The outline, the summaries, everything. So we're pretty much set to go. We just need to get the final financing.
Okay.
Like anything, pretty much what's holding up because we've already been approved by the
Right.
city.
Right.
They've already approved the whole project and everything.
That's amazing stuff. Is there any way that someone can help you out if they see this, possibly donate or just go and get the word out that
Yeah, if they know investors,
Right.
people that are really into this, that want to, be part of this. And like I said, it's not just going to be because a lot of people look at the rate of return and all that. So that's why we want to supplement it with income from events,
Right,
parties,
right.
things like that. And we've already got a lot of the interest in the parties and booking all these different events.
Yeah.
So it'll pay for it itself until, while we develop the projects and also, when other film companies come in.
right? And that's part of it is pushing that interest and getting the word out to people that we're building something here.
Yeah.
We want to do this. And I love it. I love it. So Greg, I got this
Well, Gary,
game that
close.
What's that, Gary?
That's okay. I've been called worse.
Just missed
been
it by a
called
word.
worse.
All right. Then I'm going to have you go ahead and spin our wheel, and then we'll play our topic roulette game.
You
Give it a
haven't
tap.
been spinning my wheels this whole time.
No, grinding your gears. That's really what I've been doing. So give it a
Okay.
tap on that white button, and then we'll get started.
Well, that's not pretty conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories. Ooh, are you a big conspiracy theorist?
Not in the least.
Not not in the least. Well, you're a
To
film.
me, they're just theories.
Yeah, everyone has an opinion on what's going on out there. You know, this isn't really a conspiracy theory, but I want to know your take on this. How do you feel about being able to generate AI deepfakes and things that are coming out? This technology that's coming out. Do you feel like there's already been a lot of that out, and we're just kind of desensitized to it?
Oh yeah. Well, it's there on our phones every day.
Right.
All of a sudden now, you can put in a search, and it won't just give you, what it used to be, like in a Google search. It says AI search. So,
Right.
So it takes those words, those keywords that you put in, and what they think that you want to hear.
It
And then-
gives you it pushes that kind of own agenda on you almost.
Yeah,
even.
and they know exactly what you're thinking.
Right.
And you can think, okay, well, like you would look up maybe a restaurant or something like that, and knows exactly where you are.
Yeah.
And what you want. And perfect example this morning, I was helping my mother-in-law with. She's taking online classes, and it's some kind of like an infograph or infogram type of thing. It completely changed her thing whatever her design was for the program she's working on.
Yeah.
It completely changed it with thinking, okay, well, this is what you should be
This
doing.
is what you want. Yeah.
No,
Thinking
this
that
isn't
it already
what
knows.
you designed. This is what you should be designing. And it kind of
man.
screwed up her whole
Changing your entire
yeah.
program.
So in some ways it's good. Some
Right.
ways it's
There's always pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
But I see as someone who likes to have media be made by humans and be pushed to humans. It's changed so much of what we're doing and what we're trying to do. So
Right. And politics is so run by conspiracy theories. you always have that one side. They'll say, "Oh, you know, yeah, that's a conspiracy theory. No, that's not the way
Right.
it should be, or
And
that's not real."
now
But
anyone can say anything. So
yeah,
it kind of makes it, wild.
yeah, I give
Free.
everybody and everything the benefit of the doubt until it's proven otherwise. That's
Amen.
my conspiracy
Amen.
theory.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's not a theory. That's a life way.
Yeah,
That's a walk of
exactly.
life. I love it. Thank you so much, Gary, for coming on. We really appreciate it. And I
My
hope
pleasure.
that your projects continue to go and, this area continues to provide what it is you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great resource for locations and,
Right.
and projects as far as ideas such that can develop, from
Yeah.
what's here. Can I give my website out real quick?
Yeah,
So this way people
definitely,
can-
definitely. While you have the time.
Yeah, it's www.sixgunstudiosaz.com. So that's 6 Gun Studios, all spelled out, az.com.
Perfect. Go check it out if you're listening to the episode. Gary, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much
No,
for
it's my
coming
pleasure.
on. And I hope that we see you again sometime soon.
Yeah, you'll see me somewhere.
Perfect. And we'll be back with another guest here on the Curbcast in just a bit. And we're back with the Curbcast here for the 15th annual Prescott Film Festival. And I have two guests with us. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Adeline Fox.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you for hopping on the Curbcast with us. So, we're here today for the Prescott Film Festival, and you guys were part of it, right?
Yes.
Fantastic. So, what films did you guys have in the film festival?
I wrote, directed, and starred in the music video Flying Through the Memories.
Awesome. That's cool. And for you?
I did the behind the scenes of Flying Through the Memories, the music video, and I did picture day, and then I helped on the rest of it.
Awesome. So, you guys worked together on the music video, kind of, right?
Yeah.
What was that experience like for you guys?
It was really fun. Sometimes a little bit
Yeah, I hear that, especially with a lot of how film goes. It can get a little tense sometimes. But what was your favorite part of working on some music video and the films that you guys produced? What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was definitely like the singing and knowing that I'm like putting something good out into the world, because I really wanted to make it like positive and uplifting, and I hope I did that.
I love it, and it was awesome. You guys did a really good job on it, so props to you. And how old are you guys, first of all?
I'm 14.
I'm 10.
So you guys are super young to be getting into this, so congrats to you. Tip of the hat. Really cool stuff, really cool stuff. What do you see in the future for your guys'? Do you want to keep going making film? Do you want to maybe branch off to something else?
I want to eventually be on Broadway, but I don't know if that's like gonna happen. But I also want to work in film and music, and I just want to kind of do it all in that industry.
So you want to do more of the live stuff, like when you get to your end goal is to be on Broadway and
Yes.
performing?
And, yeah,
or?
performing.
Okay, perfect. And you? What do you want to do? Do you want to make more videos, more music videos? Do you want to make your own movie?
I just really want to continue.
Yeah, that's cool. And do you like being the camera operator, or what's your favorite part of making film like that?
I like doing a lot of things like directing and acting and editing, but sometimes I like making new friends and just hanging out with the people.
I love that. Yeah, sometimes just hanging out with the crew is just the best part of the whole movie. You know,
Yeah.
when the camera's not rolling, you guys get to hang out and make experiences. I love it. So, thank you guys. But we're going to have to move into our topic roulette section. So I'm going to have one of you guys spin the wheel for me, and then we'll see what we get. Go ahead and tap the white button. Let's see what we got. Ooh, food. Fantastic. Did you guys have food on set?
We did not.
No? No, crafty. What was it, pizza
no.
or what?
It was pizza.
Oh yeah, we did have pizza once.
Yeah.
But it was just during the main filming of like the ballroom scene or scenes in the music video.
When you guys had more people
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
They would pass out like chips or
Yeah.
Oh, really? There you go. Got the crafty on set. I love it. I love it. So, do you guys have a favorite meal that gets you in the right mood for when you're filming? Like, do you have like me, I like cheese puffs. Like I have to be eating cheese puffs or pretzels or something that I can snack on while I'm making a movie or filming a music video. I always have to have something to snack on. So what would be your go-to on-set snack?
For me, I'm a singer, so I don't really eat on set because it kind of ruins my voice.
Oh, really? I didn't know that if you eat, it affects your voice.
Well, kind of. Just for me, I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but I drink a lot of water.
You're like, I love the H2O. High
Yes.
quality H2O is the best snack in the industry. And what about you? What if you could have any snack on set at all times? What would it be?
I don't know. I don't think I really eat that much, but I think it'd probably just be a drink or something. Sometimes I get thirsty.
What drink would it be?
I don't know, soda.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you get thirsty on set. I love it. I love it. And especially for you, when you're singing, you got to have that. Make sure your mouth isn't dry and
Yeah.
that you're able to sing.
A lot goes into it.
Right. Hey, sticking with the water. I love it. I love it. Last food question. If you guys could make your own food, like combine whatever two foods, what would it be? Pizza and ice cream. Or
That sounds like not good.
that sounds like look, a bloated stomach. Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably combine I don't know. I actually don't know.
No idea?
No
What about
idea.
you? If you could combine two foods that you love, like what would it be? Strawberries and
Chocolate.
perfect. That's like the best combination.
Yeah.
I've never had that.
What? You've never had a chocolate strawberry?
I've had chocolate strawberry, but I don't know if I thought of putting two things together.
Fair enough. Some people, they just don't think about that. And that's okay. We still love them. Thank you guys for coming on the Curbcast with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed the Prescott Film Festival and continue in the industry. Keep going, doing great things.
Thank
so
you.
thank you guys so much. And is there anything you'd like to leave the audience with?
Have a good day.
Goodbye. From the Curbcast, we thank you for listening, and we'll be back with another guest in just a second. And we're back with our next guest here on the Curbcast for episode 14 at the Prescott Film Festival. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
I'm Robbie Figgins. I worked on the indie film.
Robbie, and yours?
As I co-directed
Brooch, perfect. And both of those were in the film festival.
Yes.
How does that feel watching your guys' movie up on the big screen?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, it was definitely different than watching it a million times on the editing board on my PC or just staring at it on my phone, you know. It's
100%.
way cooler.
It gives it a different kind of breath to it.
Yeah.
Like it's got some different life.
Yeah.
And what about you? How cool was it to see Brooch up there when you know that you worked on it?
It was definitely interesting. It would have had a different effect if I was on the screen. I'm
Yeah.
a very shy person, so I would have covered my eyes.
Yeah. You're like, oh no, not this part. No, but that's so cool. So what was it like is this your guys' first movies that you've made, or?
I've worked on a few like YouTube videos and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but just like getting into like short films, yeah, it's one of the first starters and stuff and everything. It helped because I first short film, so I've learned all right now how to pick up better audio,
Right.
better lighting, better stuff. And so the one I worked on next, which is a film called Borrowed Time, I threw on my YouTube channel. That one has a lot more lighting and everything I've learned from this indie film.
Yeah.
Just crank it up and make it better on this one.
So you're taking what you learned from your short film and just implementing it into the next
Yeah.
projects that you're working on. And
Yeah.
What would you say that you learned or took away from working on Broach?
Uh, Learning how to work with other people. I'm much an introvert and like working alone. And actually, can I tell you a story?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Very interesting. So I was never meant to be a director. I was just meant to be a camera person. But Kaiser was working most days we were filming. I accidentally became a co-director. And I actually won an award.
Wow.
Yeah, film award thing for being a good director. So yeah,
Heck yeah. So you really stepped it up,
There you go.
even without expecting to. Like, you just had to take the role on. I love it. And from that, did you what experience did you gain? Like, what would you do next time? Are you gonna make another film? Do you think? I mean, you're an award-winning director, so you better.
maybe. I'm more of a writer. So to say, I've actually been doing some short stories and working on writing it. So I may not go back to directing. It's honestly a coin flip.
Right. It's easier. Well, not easier to write, but it's more on you, and you don't really have to worry about working with a crew or anything like that. If you're writing, it's your story, and you can work it how you want to work it. So that's kind of more of your style, huh? You like to be in control, in the lead. You're like, this is mine. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we're going to jump into our topic roulette game really quick. Let me get that up. And I'm going to have one of you guys go ahead and touch the white button to get us started.
Here, I'll let you.
No, you.
There we are.
All right.
Technology. All right.
Technology. Cool. So what kind of technology did you guys use to make your films? Like, do you know the cameras that you guys were shooting on?
I just shot mine on my iPhone actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it worked out because we were able to get some like really low shots in small places and everything. But technology-wise, we just used the phone for a camera. Audio at the time, we didn't have very good audios. I kind of had these like kind of crappy YouTube mics that I kind of hid, and then they
Right.
died halfway through, so we had to use the mic from the phone. But after that, it was basically just phone that, and everything else was just on the spot with props we can use and things like that.
I'm pretty sure there's a new movie coming out 28 years later, and they shot it almost exclusively on iPhone.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So, like, that goes to show you can make really good movies on just simple stuff that you have at home and lying around or in your
Yeah.
pocket even.
Yeah, it's crazy. And even being on like a real movie set and seeing all the different technology and stuff, like I know it escalates it like crazy, but it's crazy to think now everything on a phone is just
Right.
you can do everything now.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you guys like with new technology coming out for filmmakers and a lot of people able to just put in a prompt into AI and make their own little movie, how do you feel like you guys are going, or the film industry is going to adapt to this new technology? Do you think that there's going to be a lot more exclusively AI made films, or do you think that people are going to integrate it into using a camera? How do you guys see the future of it advancing as the technology grows?
I think it's going to be used as a tool because everyone thought like, so when CG was coming out and everything, everyone's thinking it's going to steal our jobs, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, and it didn't. Now, it is a lot of part of movies now,
Right,
but
right.
it's a tool. And they're using AI right now as tools for like deep fake and everything. They did
Right.
that in the last indie movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to be used as a tool to help filmmakers and everything because nothing can beat someone actually going to make a film. Like you can maybe laugh and have fun
Right.
watching like a 25-second AI video, but
Right.
it's nowhere close to an actual feature film
I
made by
agree.
someone.
I agree. The human element will never be taken out of film.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it can. But do you have a varying opinion?
I personally don't really agree with what AI and what humans do per se. I've actually heard many movies were filmed with AI and they've not been great.
Right. It just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there will forever be human actors and forever be human directors and people behind the camera. But I think that editing is the main thing that's going to go away. Like a lot of editing will be done through Quick Cut, like Opus, things that just make it easier to just grab the clips you want and need. But that's the only thing that I can think of that will change dramatically is the editing process will be eased up because you'll have these tools now that can go through and choose what kind of clips you're looking for. But film will never go to be autonomous, I don't think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even with the editing thing, it's still used as a tool.
Right.
It helps you edit, helps you with the AI rotoscoping, all that stuff. But, it's not taking anyone's job per se.
Let's hope
And
not.
so- yeah,
I
I
need
know,
mine.
right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I need mine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for hopping on the podcast with me.
Yeah, of
It's been a
course.
pleasure. Is there any way that we can watch your guys' films other than outside of the film festival? Are they on YouTube or?
Yeah, I got a YouTube. At the beginning, it said Fort Comics Entertainment. That's my studio, and so I put that on YouTube. If you look at Fort Comics Entertainment and stuff, you'll see this one, my most recent one called Borrowed Time, which is one I made, and then you might see some clips of a film I'm in. It's called Jacob's Lane that Barry Tolley directed and everything. I might promote it a little bit on there. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Nice. Go check it out. And then can we watch Broach anywhere?
Not right now, but it most likely will be uploaded to YouTube and other things.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely hope that you guys continue on your way and on your career. Huge tip of the hat to you guys for being so young and getting into the film festival. So
Thanks.
big props to you.
Yeah,
Thank you guys so much for being on. And we're going to be back in just a jiff with another guest. Hold on to your hats. We'll be right back.
Perfect.
And welcome back to the Curbcast. I'm here with two more guests for our 14th episode here at the Prescott Film Festival. I'm going to give you guys a chance to introduce yourselves. Go ahead.
Cool. I'm Tishon Beltran, and I directed the film Mindful Awareness.
Sweet. Mindful awareness. And then you?
I'm Zion Holomark. I'm his girlfriend. I helped throughout the whole thing.
Sweet. So what kind of experience have you had? Is this your guys' first movie that has been screened or that you've made, or have you made other stuff before?
I've made a bunch of different films with friends, but this is the first one that I've had in a festival.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been super fun, just seeing the audience's reaction.
Right.
Yeah.
And seeing it up there on the screen, how did that make you feel? Like that's your work, and it was really good, by the way.
Thank
It
you.
was really good. I loved the Mindful Awareness short. It was superb.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. It was, I mean, there's always stuff I feel like that could be fixed.
Right.
Like just little editing stuff and things I didn't feel like flowed properly. But the applause at the end made it feel a lot better.
Yeah, you're like, at least everyone liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. So you were the director. Did you write as well?
I did, yeah.
Cool. What was your favorite role that you played on the set?
I liked storyboarding it the most because I like doing that with films, so I can get a good idea of how it's gonna flow and
Right.
how the scenes are gonna work. Because being on set is kind of the most stressful part.
Yeah, it's kind of a hassle. Sometimes
Yeah,
you're like,
it
oh
is.
my gosh, can I go home?
Yeah.
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 But the
Day 2 of 18.
but the pre-production, that part's really cool because then when you get through production and you get to post and you start editing, you're like, wow, like I was drawing this earlier, like I was
Yeah.
storyboarding this out.
Amazing.
So it's really cool to see it come alive.
Definitely.
And what did you do on the set? How did your job make you look at the film and the film industry too now?
It this is my first film that I've ever done, so I was totally just along for the ride. But I mainly helped with sound, so I was over in the corner.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was my first time.
Right.
But it was really, really fun to see like the work put into it, and then the product come out. It's totally different.
Kind of gives you a different appreciation for some other films. Yeah. Like when I first started in film industry and I first started on my movies, and it just totally changes the way that I look at big pictures from studios. Like, you know, you watch these Avenger movies and you're like, oh, that was a good movie. But it took so much to get it processed, to get it out. Money and time and people, like that whole process, once you're behind the camera and you see it, it's just total different.
It can be daunting.
Feeling. Yeah, 100%. You're like, wow, like people do this for a living? Like,
Yeah.
what? Wow.
Yeah, and the responsibility that they have of like just that much money. And,
Yeah, exactly. Like this, we did our film was out, and it was called Shady Lanes. So we produced that,
cool, yeah.
and we did the short film, The Noir, and we only had 48 hours. We
Oh,
did a
wow.
Flagstaff State 48-hour competition, and so we had 2 days. You know, it was from Friday to Sunday that we had to make this 5-minute movie happen, and it was crazy. It was crazy to see how you have to keep going. You have to keep going. You have to get the shots, and that kind of pressure. You're like, I could only imagine if you had millions of dollars on the line, like production value is up.
Rented equipment.
Right, exactly. That whole like feeling in your gut. You're like, oh my gosh, like I hope this goes goes good, comes out all right. But yeah. So do you guys study film, or are you guys just freeballing it? Like, are you just doing it as like indie producers?
I am going to study film, so I did all my prerequisites here at Yavapai College. Now
Cool.
I'm going to ASU to study film.
Oh, nice. So how far along are you?
I finished all the prerequisites.
So now it's into like your major, your set.
Yeah,
Like this
exactly.
is what you want to do.
Yeah,
That's
the next
cool.
2 years is
That's
just going to
cool.
be all film.
And off camera, you said that your parents run an animation studio?
They did, yeah. They had well, they still do some animation work, but they had an animation school and studio in India for
That's
a
so
while.
cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever try and get into animation, or mainly just stick to the live action?
I did. I think I animated when I was a little kid a lot, and then I wanted to do an animated film, but it's such an intense amount of work.
Yeah.
And there's something that's more enticing about film because it's more immediate. Yeah, more.
I think it's also more relatable from just a person's standpoint, because when you're watching an animation, you can, feel the character's feeling, but when it's a person and you can go, oh man, what if I was in that situation? It's a different feeling that you get as an audience member. So that's really cool. That's really cool. Well, we're going to flow into our topic roulette section.
Cool.
And let me get this set up. Boom. All right. So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and spin the wheel, get your topic, just push the white button, and then I'll ask you guys some different questions on it. Would you rather? Ooh. So would you rather be a star actor in the film, or would you rather be a star director in a film, and why?
Definitely a director. I will act if I have to, but I prefer directing.
Really?
A lot more. Yeah.
Why? Like, what makes you enjoy directing and being behind the camera more than in front?
I have a lot of stories that come to me, and they come very visually. So directing is the best way I can kind of get that out of my head. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And for you, would you rather be famous for like being an actress and being known for all these really great movies, or being known for being behind the camera and being like top level director?
I honestly think I'd rather be an actress.
Really?
Which I feel like is kind of surprising for me, but I did theater back
Okay.
in high school, so I really love. I know they're completely different. than movie acting.
There's some similarities
Yeah,
though.
there's some. But I really love the idea of putting like personal experiences and emotions into your acting
Right.
scenes.
Right. And becoming your character is a really interesting process, especially for, big actors. Like, th- depending on your role, you can become a different person, and that's how people see you. That's why I wouldn't want to be an actor, because people see you as your character. You can have a terrible character that your director wrote up for you, and it's just a despicable human, but you're just acting. But some people see that from the audience, and they're like, "That's who you are." I can't remember who that kid is who
Malfoy,
plays the.
you think it is?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Malfoy, or the kid who plays in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
He plays the king or the prince. But those kinds of people, like, they get cast as a bad character, and then they get a bad rap. And I'm like, no, I'll stick to directing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll stick to being behind the camera, and I do a lot of camera work. So I'm normally the cameraman. So I'm usually like one of the first people to see the shot and see how it looks. So that's why I like being behind the camera. Being in front
Yeah, a
feels
little terrifying.
judgy.
You got
But-
a whole audience.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you guys, is there any way that we can go out and watch your movie or watch your short other than just the Prescott Film Festival? Is it out on YouTube or?
It will be, yeah.
Yeah.
After this festival, on YouTube, just mindful awareness.
Mindful awareness. That's what the people got to look up to see it.
And then
Perfect.
Titian Beltran 05. That's where you can go to find all my work. That's my
Sweet.
Instagram. Yeah.
Go check him out. Look it up. Give it likes. Give it comments. Share it, because it was really, really good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. As from one filmmaker to another, great job. And thank you so much for coming on the Curbcast
Yeah,
and
of
just
course.
talking about film with me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course, Titian. Thank you, and of course, as well as Zion, right?
Yes.
Okay, I almost said Zoe, but I was like, no, it's a Z. It's Zion.
Difficult names.
Yeah, that's all right, but cool names. Thank you guys so much for coming on. And we're going to be back with another guest here in just a second. Thank you for listening.
Awesome.
And we're back here with the Curbcast for episode number 14 with two new guests. Go ahead and introduce you guys.
I'm Orion Senkel. I'm with Learning to Breathe, which is a part of the Arizona Shorts and Student Shorts program here. It was Wednesday, 1 p.m. So.
Fantastic. And you?
I'm Derek Chase, and I'm here doing a workshop tomorrow with the Prescott Film Festival, and we just met and just hitting it off, and love meeting you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks
Well,
for having
thank you
us.
for joining us here on the Curbcast. So you guys both have films entered into the festival, or just here? You were here for a workshop, right?
I'm here doing a workshop. I don't have a film in the festival.
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
doing a workshop. I've known Helen for a long time, and I did a workshop in writing last year, and doing something a little bit different this year.
Oh,
trying to mix
okay.
it up, so,
Cool.
yeah.
You said mixing?
Mixing it up, because we're doing
Oh.
something that's sort of like we're taking acting and writing. It's writing and acting and synergy and going back. 'cause I
Oh,
did some
cool.
Stuff with the Meisner technique back in my early days back in LA.
Right on. Do you have your workshop every day of the film
No,
fest,
it's
or no?
just tomorrow. 10:30.
No? All right. Well, we'll make sure to let the people know. Come and get your workshop. It's free, right?
It's absolutely free, and I think it's great for anyone that's looking to
Yeah.
start out and do stuff and learn a little bit, from my experience.
There you go. But you have a film entered, correct?
Yes, and it just screened. We just finished that an hour or two ago. And it
Nice.
was a really awesome turnout. I was really proud to come and see this kind of all the hard work that
Right.
we've done over the last few months kind of come to fruition.
So did you do this through a school, or just like on your own accord, or how did you get this film out?
Yeah, so I go to Colorado College in Colorado Springs.
Wow,
and
long
I'm
way.
a long way, but my parents live here in Prescott, so I'm with them
Okay.
for the summer. That's my connection. And so this film I created as a part of a documentary filmmaking class. And
Oh,
what's
okay.
really specific about Colorado College is we're on what's called the block plan. And so instead of semester learning, where you'd take 4 or 5 classes throughout 4 months, we take one class at a time, and it only lasts 3.5 weeks.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, so creating this film on the block plan was there was a lot of challenges.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
we had really specific deadlines, and so the film that I made, it was about 4 or 5 hours of actual film that we had to
Right.
cut down, and so we had a week to film and we had a weekend to edit. And so to create a 8-minute film from about 5 hours of work over a weekend,
Right.
and to have that now be shown at a festival is really incredible.
See it come to fruition.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got to throw some kudos his way too, because like I said, we met before this, and the production value, I was absolutely blown away, especially when he told me how quickly it was done.
Yeah.
I've done some higher budget films, and I was surprised. I was really blown away.
100%.
It was really, really great. It was nicely done.
There were a lot of really good films out there with like good looks and good cinematography of it, and I mean they're making, like, students are making them, like people who are, you know, just going out there finding a camera and shooting.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really beautiful about film festivals, and especially like student film festivals. You just get to see this like raw side of making a movie, and then also your students get to learn how much is put into it. We had our movie screen. It's called Shady Lanes, and we entered that in for a 48-hour film competition. So that we had 2 days to try and make something happen, and it was wicked. Like
Yeah.
everything that went wrong, we had to figure it out. Like there was no excuses, you know, like you
No
either
forgiveness, it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. We didn't get an extra day or anything. So that is just such an experience for young filmmakers and students and anybody who's really trying to get into it.
What I thought was really, really impressive is seeing a group of these young kids that were able to, you go into filmmaking for yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
I want to do this, I want to do that, and then you learn it's a collaborative
Yeah,
process.
100%.
And you realize that it's really, you have to have one vision, one director, one, thing
Right.
you're doing, but everyone is contributing, everyone's got a part to play, and to see that when these kids, some of these kids are like 12 years old and 9
Right.
years old, and they're learning that this young with. Not just in their backyard, but and it's just amazing to carry that through, and the products, the stuff I was watching,
Yeah.
it's absolutely really, really impressive.
There was
Seeing-
some great stuff.
I
Yes.
thought he had a studio behind him, so.
No, me and two others. But yeah, seeing these youth filmmakers, their passion and they're so inspiring. Their creative skills is like just talking on stage. We had a Q&A afterwards. This young girl was just walking through her house and came up with this idea for the short film called Picture Day that was shown. That was incredible. Like,
Yeah.
that was the cinematography. It was clear. I feel like I probably couldn't have made that film. But just like the creative, like the youthful tones to it, is like you need we talked a lot about this. We had just had a conversation over there about this collaborative aspect of filmmaking. But you need like this youthful kind of like you need the life in the film, and I think inspired young kids is like I
The
love
way
where
to
they're
go,
starting.
yeah.
I love where they're starting, and to see them in whatever it is, 10, 20 years. Like, I'm 20 years old,
Yeah.
and I'm sat in bed at night like, what am I going to make next? And these kids are like, oh, I was just walking around and I had this idea and this idea and this idea. It's like give them a camera,
yeah,
and,
you're like-
and they'll figure it out,
Start writing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and really, the highlight for me of this is that you're seeing the future. You know, it's being built now. And one thing that I want to ask you guys is, what do you think the future of filmmaking looks like? Going on with technology advancing, with Hollywood becoming less of the central hub and it kind of expanding out in the country. I mean, what do you guys see for the future of filmmaking? And I want to hear both of you guys.
Yeah, I think that major studios have just gotten so myopic and boring and incestuous, and everything's. I haven't
Remakes.
watched a good film. Like, I haven't gone to a theater in years.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'd rather watch. I mean, television has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
The long form series, and now they're bringing great cinematography, and they're very filmic, and there's better stories. For me, it all comes down to story, and I'm hopeful that begins with distribution being not controlled by
Right.
studios, if people can come together and you have the resources to put something together, you can make a great film.
Yeah,
You
100%.
don't need. I have a friend who does. He's like, oh, no studio will do a Western because they don't make money since Silverado or something like that. And he's like, the problem is it doesn't take a whole lot of money to make a Western.
Right, no.
Shoot a Western for a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
$1 million. You don't need $200 million with big name actors.
Yeah.
Put it on its feet, people will watch it, and you're into profit. So I'm hopeful that real storytelling comes back. Basic, we don't need AI everything, because everything becomes homogenized.
Right.
People are just bored to death of homogenization.
Yeah, and I think with all these remakes, like the thing that I see in theaters is it's always a remake or always something that's just not original. And I think, especially seeing films like today, like there will be a wave of originality and creativity that comes with, behind the bland. There's going to be some bland in the future, and then I feel like this wave of creativity will take over, and we'll see more originals and more young folk getting into the process of what it takes to actually make a movie.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the hope. I'd love to see independent cinema kind of take over. But of course, the world that we live in is based off of money.
Right.
And it's based off of what success is so often just categorized as, oh, this sold, this did this at the box office.
Yep.
But you see that with like all these mainstream like Hollywood blockbusters, and it's like you're saying, it's the same story, it's a remake, it's even if it's a different story, it's the same style, and they're
Right.
just rinse and repeat
Yep,
with the
yep.
same actors, and they're the successes. And I think there's so much life in independent indie cinema, in like bringing it back to the bare bones of what filmmaking is, because filmmaking really isn't that old. Like we've only had with the ability to make films for the last 100 years.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And so to think about where writing has gone, like think about the storytelling in like the newest novels. Like there's some incredible storytelling. There's so many capabilities of storytelling. It's just we're in this era of still, I think, figuring out this new medium of telling these stories. And I think that the storytellers will finally rise and get the credit that they deserve.
And what I love is I think that short form film is going to become kind of popular, especially with how invested people are in their phones and Instagram. Like, I feel like these short form films, 5 minutes long, people will be more interested and watch them and keep a closer eye on just a quick little script, something, and I feel like a lot of it will be more original. You can't make this Avengers movie in 5 minutes. You can't have a 5-minute Avengers movie.
It's like Dead Love and Robots.
Yeah, like 10-minute episodes or movies. I think that's really what people are going to be a lot more interested in, because you have to make it quick and impactful.
It's storytelling.
Yeah.
It's just storytelling. It's like, I don't have to sit here and talk to you for 100
Right.
minutes to tell you a story. I can meet you on the way to walking out somewhere and just be like, hey, this happened to me the other day. That's a story. It's interesting. And that's how we remember things, and really that's how we communicate. It's way beyond the visual aspects are amazing.
Right.
But if they're not based on a real a story, something that means something, who cares?
Yeah.
I will say, I think we are getting a little lost in this like extreme short form. As a podcaster, it's like very rare you get a lot higher views on your Instagram reels and Instagram shorts and TikTok than you do on the full episode, and it's because I think people are so. Like people don't have time, and it's like we live in a world now where everybody's so always rushing, and I think. For me, it's convenience, absolutely. And so the scrolling on your phone, and it's like, you can get some really meaningful, powerful stories across. But I think there's a place where we can all slow down as well, and appreciating filmmaking as not like as of course a medium for storytelling, but as this art form as well. And I think that's what some of these like lower budget films are doing. Is like you'll watch a film, it's like the average person will be like, oh, that's kind of boring and slow, but it's like, well, the rest of your life is so fast,
Right.
It's like, when's the last time you sat down and read like a long book?
Take your time to enjoy something. Someone else created, spent the time to create as well. And as a filmmaker, I'm sure both of us know how much the process actually takes out of you and
Yeah.
how much it takes out of your crew and everyone around you, that you the appreciation you guys have is on a different level. But someone who's never seen behind the scenes, never seen how it is to make a film, they think it's, you just grab a camera.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone
And-
says,
and-
I got an iPhone now, you know? Like,
Yeah, what I will say as well is, like, we were talking about this long form cinema. Like, you see these really powerful, really good TV shows, and they're slow,
Right.
but they're allowed to show the story over weeks at a time in these like 45-minute increments. And so
Right.
like everybody, like, I don't know how many friends of mine are like, oh, I'm on my 4th repeat of The Office. It's like, great, like, you're watching a show. Like, this is good for you,
Right.
but like watch something else, you know?
Move away.
What I mean by that is that like in this long form cinema, like nobody's gonna watch a 5-hour film, but if you watch 45 segments that leave it on a cliffhanger every week, and it's still like slow, and you like sit and relax, and you take in this
Right.
work of art. Like that, I think that's where cinema's going for the mainstream, at least. Like the Hollywood, like you see films like TV shows like Yellowstone, even like the Star Wars.
Right.
I grew up as like this massive Star Wars nerd, and then all these new sequel films are coming out. I was like, what is this? And then, but now they're going back to the roots, and like Andor, this show that they just put out, is going back to that. It's like showing what like the message that they were trying to show in the 70s, 80s,
Right.
and like again, it's slowing down. It's like I can't watch all 5 hours,
No.
of course, but like you watch these shows in 45-minute increments, and it's incredible.
And you collect the story too. It's kind of up
Yeah.
for you to put it together.
I think your film is exemplary of everything that you're saying right now, because it was a documentary, but it had so much learning to breathe. It had so much breathing room in it. Like, you got lost in it. You were able to slow down and enjoy the moments, but you were also getting a lot of information, and so it was really well put together. And I think that, even for, I think that's so important right now, and it gets lost because everything in Hollywood and all the things now are bang, 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 bang.
Right.
It's gotta be fast, 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 and people have that short attention span. They have to keep that up for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
Right,
it's
right.
like 2 hours of adrenaline, keep it going, because people get lost.
The pace of it.
Yeah. And then you walk out of the movie theater after this, like your eardrums are ringing, you're off this dopamine high, and you're like walking back to your car, and it's quiet, and you're just like feel kind of empty
Yeah, you're like,
almost.
oh,
I think
it's all
there's
gone.
so much power in a well-paced film, and I think as you say earlier, is like as filmmakers, of course, we see this. And
Right.
as an audience, you're watching the film and you're taking what you get at first glance. Like I watch my film back now, and that I made in like December, October of last year, and I see so many things wrong with it.
Right,
But nobody's
right.
going to see that because there's the audience taking this in for the first time, and to get this feedback from like first time film watchers is really, really valuable, really
Right.
important. And I think there's so much to be said about pace. It's like, how is this received? And I think we'll go into these Hollywood blockbusters, it's like, yeah, they're going to be received because you can also just clip them and put them online.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
That's the way the world's working, is like you see these live streams of people doing whatever, and they're just like, oh, we're just going to take a clip and post it.
Yeah,
And that's
and
what
it
makes you popular.
Gets
It's like,
100 million views.
yeah,
and
it's like
you're
these
just
viral moments is exactly where the world's
Yeah.
at. And I think they're if you're trying to feed into that, then like good on you.
Right.
Like I just don't know if I can do that, and I'm very much more excited to create full stories that have value in the pace, I guess.
And that's one thing that I love about film is it's not. A film is kind of a lot like life. Like, it's not just full of highlights. There's going to be times where you just have to sit and listen to dialogue. You have to sit and watch someone, go through the motions of what it is that the filmmaker is trying to portray. And so it's a lot like life. Like, it's not highlight after highlight after highlight after highlight. There's going to be times where you don't feel much towards it, and other times where you feel all in. So I love film in the way that it's able to provoke and, bring out emotion. And my last thing that I want to ask you guys is, between each of you, what makes a great film?
Oh boy.
Like-
Well, I mean, the one thing, I mean, story. I'm a
Yeah.
writer. I'm gonna say story. But I mean, there's a painterly aspect to good DPs that you can speak visually that has a great. It's an emotional impact. I mean, before film, before anything, we were telling stories to each other, and being able to use film as an artistic medium, not a CGI medium. not
Right,
Like, oh well, I
right.
can put you on Mars and I can put you flying through the spaceships and laser blasts and worlds blowing up. And it's like you could do the same thing in a story in a bar. You know, the story is the same. They just overload it and then they rely on that. So I think what makes a
Right.
good film is something that's honest, that you come away with something that has an emotional impact on you, that's memorable. And like going to a good gallery, if you look at a beautiful painting or a well done painting or an important painting, it has that visual aspect that's going to affect you emotionally.
Yeah, you feel something
so it's
towards it.
For me, it's a great story and good visual composition
Yeah.
that moves you emotionally.
I love it. And for you?
I think one lesson that I learned from one of my professors at my school is that like filmmaking it's timeless, right? Like you create something, it's there forever. But
Right.
when you're starting to make a film, the biggest question is why now? Like why are you creating this now? And so you need to find kind of this happy medium of I'm creating this thing that is going to be on the internet, on like being viewed for the foreseeable future at least. And so it needs to be timeless, but it also needs to have impact of why you're making this now.
Right.
It's like if you made, I don't know, some blockbuster movie is like if you made it 10 years ago, maybe it wouldn't be received as well as it is now.
Right.
It's like again with the pace, it's like you watch films from 20, 30 years ago. Of course, the quality is different, but and the quality of storytelling is so rich and it's so there, and it is a bit slower and it's less adrenaline. And I think being able to, as a filmmaker, create something that you can view as timeless when you're finished with it is so incredibly powerful. I think that what makes a good film is being able to see, again, like as you say, the kind of emotional impact.
Right.
You see the life in it, the depth.
What it does to your audience, what it brings
What it does to your
out.
audience as well, but then also as like as filmmakers, what the purpose is. Like I'm a documentary filmmaker, and so I'm always between this, like the subject of my documentary has their story to tell,
Right.
and I receive that story. But realistically, like I'm the filmmaker, and I make my story out of their own, you know. And so you have to cooperate between all of the different contributors to the film to make something that is, first of all, coherent, but that can also, when received as an audience, get your message across.
Right.
And so we were talking so much about collaboration. This goes beyond documentary. Is I think that kind of the message that I want to leave for this is that there's so much, like there's collaboration in filmmaking. That's the core, right? But it gets lost a lot of times, especially as a viewer. It's like you see this thing and you're like judging the product based off of the product,
Right.
and the actors get the glory,
Right.
and everybody else is there not getting paid as well. They get one small name in the credits, and the appreciation for them doesn't necessarily go beyond the screen to the audience a lot of times. And so I think that the kind of message of what makes a good film is how it's received, of course, what it draws out of the audience. But I think also moving forward, I think people should take a second, sit back, and really appreciate the I guess the effort that goes in the film. But thinking about, we talked as a writer, Derek is like, we were talking about that it starts with a script, right? Like it starts with a scene. It starts with an idea. And you have this idea, like one person somebody has to come up with the idea, right?
Right.
But then once the idea is out there, it becomes this completely collaborative
project.
It's a project that takes everybody all at once together to create this beautiful work of art.
So you think the cohesiveness of your team and what it is that you guys are like-minded and likewise trying to accomplish, if you can get that and you can get the audience to recognize that, that's what makes a solid, great film.
I think that's absolutely right. I think like one specific thing that we talked about is that there's obviously this effort that goes into it, and it's collaboration, but it's kind of like, I mean, Craig, you can jump in here too, but from our conversation, because we were talking about your workshop tomorrow, talking about how the job of the writer is to kind of like almost set the stage and be like, this is my idea. I have this scene. Like I was up all night thinking about this scene. But you can't go into the room the next day and say to your actor, okay, take 2 steps forward, breathe this amount, and do this. It's up to the actor, and so that's what makes it collaborative. Is you can't tell the actor exactly what to do. You have to have some expectation of how you're going to collaborate, and when it doesn't go your way, we were talking about a script you wrote. There was some kid in the background, and like. It became this perfect thing, but you were like, well, that kid wasn't supposed to be there, you know?
Yeah, and stuff like, it's. I think a lot of it has to do with as a writer, you put your scene, and when it goes on its feet, you're building a structure that allows the talent with the DP, with the actors and all that, to be able to bring their craft to the table.
Yeah.
You have the structure, you have the blueprint. This is how it's supposed to be. When you're collaborating with good people, DP is going to come and say, you know what, we should put the camera here. It's going to have this emotional effect, and the actor's going to bring something else to the table now.
Right.
And it all works together, but it has to have cohesiveness.
I am taking an exploration of film class, and my teacher left me with something really great, is that a script is words on a paper. It might be bones of your film, but it's really the people you work with and the vision you guys have that puts the meat on. A script is just words, but you get those emotions and you get those the audience interacting and evoking something inside of them through the, like you said, the collaboration of a team coming together to execute something they all envision. And it's going to be different for everyone sees it a different way, but eventually they all got to come together, right? And put something out.
Like show business, right? I mean, it's like at the end, you guys, everyone's been on a production, and at the end of it, it's an emotional thing.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
And that's what makes a good film.
Every time you hear that's a wrap, you're just like,
yeah, and it's sad, and it's and you hope everyone brought the best to their best effort to the table. And there it is.
Well, I love it, and I hope that future filmmakers are listening to this and taking notes and taking in what you guys have to say, because you're here doing it, and we appreciate you for coming on and sharing with us here at the Curbcast, of course. And to your guys' future endeavors, good luck, and thank you for being here. And to our listeners, we'll be right back after the break. And that's a wrap here for episode 14 inside the Jim and Linda Lee Performance Arts Center here on Yavapai Community College's main campus. And the event we were here for is the Prescott's 15th annual film festival, which showcased a lot of student films and other published films. So it was amazing. We got to see some really great footage and behind the scenes sneak peeks at some different stuff that's been worked on here. So with that being said, we got to give a shout out to our last couple sponsors and make sure that they are given the props that they deserve, because really we wouldn't be here without them. So thank you guys. And the TBD crew, which is a community that gives our town of Prescott some fantastic vibes and live activities to go do. Check them out on Instagram or other social media platforms. The Alzheimer's Association, which is committed to leading the way to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia-related diseases by accelerating global research, driving risk reduction, and early detection while maximizing quality care and support right here in our community. As well as the Western Heritage Center, which is a museum that is downtown on Whiskey Row, maintaining our Western heritage that we do have in this town. So shout out to them. They're on 156 South Montezuma Street, right along Whiskey Row. As well as the Ian Russell Art Gallery, which is on that same road, just a little walk down. They have some marvelous art being displayed. If you haven't, go check them out as well. And the Prescott Film Festival, the reason why we're here, the thing we're here to promote, it's celebrating the film industry and the chances and the opportunities that are being created here in Prescott, and showcasing what it is that what work has been put into this. So thank you all for listening to us here on the Curbcast for episode number 14. And congratulations to the Prescott Film Festival on another great year, number 15. Thank you to all of our listeners, and we'll be back sometime, somewhere, someplace on the curb, most likely. Thank you.